Let's learn sequences and series. First learn sequences and then we will move on to series. A number sequence means writing a set of numbers in a definite order. Okay, so if I write something like 1, 3, 5, 7, etc., that is a sequence. We have a special order that we are adding two to these numbers. Or if I say 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, then this is also a sequence. It can include fractions also. It can include exponents, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. This all are specific sequences. Now if you take a sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to n, this is the sequence which is the natural numbers. Okay, just a set of natural numbers. If you consider this sequence, the first number is called T1. Okay, the term 1, the first term. So these are called terms. So this one is T1, this is T2, this is T3, and the last term is called Tn. Okay, Tn. So this is nothing but nth term. Okay, that is the nth term. Okay, so given a sequence, you should be able to find an nth term by finding out the pattern which they have given, and you should be able to figure out what kind of n sequence you will be able to write for that particular sequence. Now, if you are given a sequence, like for example, if you are given the nth term of a sequence, which is like 4n minus 2, how will you write the first 4 terms? Okay, so given Tn is equal to 4n minus 2, how will you write the first 4 terms? So to find the first 4 terms, what you need to do, you need to put the values of T1, that is equal to, instead of n, you need to sub in the value of 1. So 4 times 1 minus 2, which is equal to 4 minus 2, which is equal to 2. And to find the second term, it will be 4 times 2 minus 2, which is equal to 8 minus 2, which is equal to 6. And T3 is equal to 4 times 3 minus 2, which is equal to 12 minus 2, which is equal to 10. And T4 is equal to 4 times 4 minus 2, which is equal to 16 minus 2, which is equal to 14. Okay, so the terms are 2, 6, 10 and 14. Suppose if you have a question, Tn is equal to n square minus 2n, how will you find the first 4 terms? So Tn is equal to 1 square minus 2n, which is equal to 1 minus, not 2n, 2 times 1. So that is 1 minus 2, which is equal to minus 1. T2 is equal to 2 square minus 2, not n, 2 square minus 2 times 2, which is equal to 4 minus 4, which is equal to 0. T3 equal to 3 square minus 2 times 3, which is equal to 9 minus 6, which is equal to 3. And T4 is equal to 4 square minus 2 times 4, that is 16 minus 8, which is equal to 8. So the terms are minus 1, 0, 3 and 8. So given the nth term, it is very easy to find the specific terms T1, T2, T3, etc. And in the same question, if you want to find T10, that is also possible, which is like 10 square minus 2 times 10, which is equal to 100 minus 20, which is equal to 80. Any term, you can find any term of the sequence. Okay, so there might not be direct questions from the sequence section, but from the series sections, and when it is matched onto arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence, which we are trying to learn now, that is where the things will start getting complex. So we will start learning arithmetic sequence now. So there are 2 types of sequence which you have to learn, arithmetic and geometric. So first we'll start with arithmetic and then we will move on to geometric. So a sequence in which each term changes by the same fixed amount is called an arithmetic sequence. For example, if you have something like 4, 7, 13, okay. So if you have a sequence like this, you can see that this is plus 3, then again this is plus 3, and again this is plus 3. Okay, and it goes on like that. So each term is increased by 3. Okay, or if you have something like 3, 1, minus 1, minus 3, you can see that each term is decreased by minus 2. Okay, so here this is decreased by minus 2, or sorry, decreased by 2. I wouldn't say minus 2 because we are subtracting it. Decreased by 2. Okay, so one is increased by 3, there is other one is decreased by 2. And if I need to generalize it, I can write that T1, T2, T3, etc. Tn. I can write this as there is a D. Okay, D means it is a difference. It is called D is called common difference. So there can be a particular number with which we will be able to calculate the next number in the sequence. So that is called common difference. So this can be positive or negative. If it is positive, the numbers will keep on increasing. If it is negative, the numbers will keep on decreasing. Okay, so as I said, T1, T2, T3, etc. Tn. So if T1 is A, okay, A is the first term, and the difference is D. The second term is gotten by adding D to A. So it is A plus D. Okay, and the third term you get by adding D to this one. Okay, so it is like A plus D, which is equal to A plus 2D. Okay, so this is A plus 2D, and the next term will be A plus 3D. Okay, so here if you see, this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term. So for the third term, you have A plus 2D. So for the nth term, see this, from 3 you subtracted 1 here. Okay, so the nth term, it is A plus n minus 1 into D. So this is nothing but Tn. So Tn is A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay, so this is the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. So let me write it once again. So nth term of arithmetic sequence Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. This is pretty important. You need to, this is very important. You need to memorize this. No need to memorize this. This is in the formula book, but you need to have an understanding of this one. Okay, Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, where A is the first term and D is the common difference. Okay, so let's try to do some problems on this. Suppose if you have a series minus 2, 3, 8 and 13, you need to find the nth term. Okay, to find the nth term, how will you find that? Nth term is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Now what is A? A is equal to the first term, which is equal to minus 2. How will you find the difference? Common difference. To find the common difference, you subtract the second term with the first term. So it is 3 minus minus 2, which is equal to 5. Okay, so how will you find the common difference? You can T2 minus T1 or T3 minus T2, any two numbers. If you subtract it, you will get the common difference. And now if you sub in the values here, minus 2 plus n minus 1 into 5, so that is equal to minus 2 plus 5n minus 5, that is equal to 5n minus 7. Okay, so this is how we find the nth term of the sequence. And once you find the nth term, you can find any term. Like if you want to find the 10th term, it is 5 times 10 minus 7, that is equal to 50 minus 7, which is equal to 43. So if you find nth term, you can find any number of the sequence. Let's do one more question here. 1 minus 3 minus 7 minus 11 up to minus 251. Okay, or maybe I will not get the 251 here. So 1 minus 3 minus 7, I need to find the nth term. So Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, and a is equal to 1 here, d is equal to t2 minus t1, which is equal to minus 3 minus 1, which is equal to minus 4. So a is equal to 1 plus n minus 1 into d is minus 4. So that is equal to 1 plus minus 4n plus 4, that is equal to 5 minus 4n. Okay. Now there can be a question like, let me take the same series 1 minus 3 minus 7 minus 11 up to minus 251, and find the number of terms of the series. So now in this case, this is Tn. Okay, so Tn is equal to 251, which is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. And from the previous one, what we know is a plus n minus 1, a is 1 plus n minus 1. So find the number of terms means you have to find n. Okay, that is what you have to do. So n minus 1 into d is minus 4. So 251 equal to 1 plus n minus 1 times minus 4. So that is equal to 1 plus minus 4n plus 4, 251. And 251 is equal to 5 minus 4n, and 4n is equal to 4n is equal to 256. So n is equal to 256 over 4, which is equal to 64. Okay, so this means that this series has 64 numbers. Sorry about that. So 64 numbers. So now this kind of series where you have an end term, this is called a finite series. Okay, finite means it has an end point. So the other one is infinite series where there is no end point. You can just keep on adding one after the other, then that is called infinite series. So there is finite series and infinite series. And there are other two types of series which are called increasing series and decreasing series. As the name suggests, if the numbers are increasing, then it is called an increasing series, and the numbers are decreasing, it is called decreasing series. And for the increasing series, Tn plus 1 minus Tn is always greater than 0, and for the decreasing series, Tn minus 1 Tn plus 1 minus Tn is always less than 0. Okay, so this is one thing which you have, which you can remember. I don't know, I haven't seen any direct questions out of this, but it's very good to know factor. Okay, and how will you find that a particular series is an arithmetic series? To find whether it is an arithmetic series, what you do is like you find two consecutive numbers, or maybe three consecutive numbers, maybe T1, T2 and T3. And then what you do is like T2 minus T1 is the common difference, that is equal to T3 minus T2. If this condition is satisfied, then we can say that it is an arithmetic series. So this is the condition for arithmetic sequence. Sorry, it's not series, it is sequence, arithmetic sequence. Okay, so you find three consecutive terms, and then you subtract T2 minus T1, and that is equal to T3 minus T2. So it's nothing but you subtract this one, you find the common difference here, you subtract this one, find the common difference. If this is equal, then that is a arithmetic sequence. Okay, let's try to do another question here, which is in an arithmetic sequence, T1 is equal to 4 and T7 is equal to 22. Okay, so they are asking us to find the values of A and D. Okay, so they have already mentioned that this is an arithmetic sequence. So we know that we know that, okay, T1 is equal to 4 and T7 is equal to 22. So from this we need to find A and D. Okay, so let's see how we handle this question. Now we know that T1 means T1 is equal to 4 means A is equal to 4. Okay, that is one thing which we know. Then T7 is equal to 22. And you can write a formula for T7. So how you can write the formula for T7, which is like A plus T7 means 6 minus 1 into D, that is equal to 22. Okay, so A plus 6 minus 1 into D equal to 22, and A is 4, so 4 plus 5D is equal to 22, and 5D is equal to 22 minus 4, and 5D is equal to, oh sorry, not 6 minus 1, I'm very sorry, it is 6D, so 7 minus 1, so this is 6. So it is 4 plus 6D, so 6D is equal to 18 and D is equal to 18 over 6, which is equal to 3. So you have A is equal to 4 and D is equal to 3. So we use the formula Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D for the nth term, and then solve the equations and then you find the values. Okay, now let me try another question here. If 2k plus 2, 5k minus 3 and 6k are consecutive terms. Consecutive terms of arithmetic sequence. Find the value of k. So as soon as you see a question, you need to find the keywords and try to find out what we need to out here. So the first keyword here is arithmetic sequence. So it is an arithmetic sequence which immediately we should remember that T1, T2 it will go like this. It will be Tn, and for Tn it is A plus n minus 1 into D, that is the nth term of the sequence, and also there is a difference over here. T1, T2 minus T1 is equal to D, and T3 minus T2 will also be equal to D. And they have mentioned that it is a consecutive terms, which means that we are working on any of the three terms. It may not be the first three terms, but we are working on any three terms of the arithmetic sequence. So now to look whether these terms are, they have already mentioned that it is it's part of an arithmetic sequence. So what we can say is like, if these terms are maybe n minus 1, this is Tn and this is Tn plus 1, this minus this will also always be equal to this minus this. Okay, so then what you can do, what you can write is like 6k minus 5k minus 3 is equal to, so I am writing this one first, is equal to 5k minus 3 minus 2k plus 2. Okay, I hope you understood this. Let me just explain once again. So if you have, maybe I'll just cancel this. Sorry, let me just explain and come back. If you have Tn minus 1, Tn and Tn plus 1 terms, so these are three consecutive terms. So how did I write this? This is Tn. So the one before will be n minus 1 and the one after will be n plus 1. Okay. So if you have three terms like this, Tn, Tn minus 1 and Tn plus 1, for it being in arithmetic sequence, the difference of this Tn plus 1 minus Tn should be equal to the difference of this. So which means that Tn plus 1 minus Tn is equal to Tn minus Tn minus 1. Okay, so you find the difference of these two terms. So in our case, if you follow this, what you can write is 6k minus 5k minus 3 is equal to 5k minus 3 minus 2k plus 2. Now it is just the algebraic simplification, which is like 6k minus 5k plus 3 is equal to 5k minus 3 minus 2k minus 2. So 6k minus 5k is 1k plus 3 is equal to 5k minus 2k is 3k minus 5. Okay, and now I can simplify it further. 2k is equal to 8. So k is equal to 8 by 2, which is equal to 4. So the condition for arithmetic sequence is this, and you might get some word problems also on this kind of arithmetic sequence. I will try to work on the exam questions at a later video.